Which element is represented by the chemical symbol H? Hydrogen. Which star is closest to Earth? The Sun. Which elements exhibit magnetism? Iron, nickel, and cobalt. In a neutralization reaction, what product is formed besides water? Salt. What is needed to do more work? An increase in force and/or distance. Which central organs regulate responses to stimuli? The brain and the spinal cord. Between plant cells and animal cells, which has a cell wall? Plant cells. Which organisms are typical decomposers in ecosystems? Bacteria and fungi. Which DNA base always pairs with adenine? Thymine. What is the common name for sodium chloride? Salt. Which cerebral region corresponds to the forehead area? Frontal lobe. What allelic combination is required for a recessive trait to be expressed? Two identical recessive alleles. What is used to reduce friction between two objects? Lubricant. What property of light is demonstrated by polarization? Transverse wave nature. What force causes a ball to bounce back after hitting the ground? Elastic force. What is the bead-like protein complex that is the basic unit of a chromosome called? Nucleosome. What can happen when galaxies collide? New star formation. Why do emotions lead to physical responses? Because of autonomic nervous system activity. Into which two major types are star clusters divided? Open clusters and globular clusters. What phenomenon is represented by Jupiter's Great Red Spot? Vortex storm. What is the force that arises when two surfaces in contact resist relative motion? Friction. Around what frequency in kilohertz is the human ear most sensitive? Approximately 3 kilohertz. What are the two particles that make up an atomic nucleus? Protons and neutrons. Which brain structure controls unconscious reflexes? The medulla oblongata. What is the phenomenon called when a gas directly changes into a solid? Sublimation. What is the name of the galaxy group that the Milky Way belongs to? Local group. Who first designed the reflecting telescope? Newton. What device is installed in factories to reduce carbon dioxide? A carbon capture system. Which nucleic acids are involved in genetic information replication and protein synthesis? DNA and RNA. Why can a cut on a finger heal over time? Cell division. What is the deepest trench in the world? The Mariana Trench. What is absolutely necessary in a circuit for electricity to flow? A power source. Which organelle stores and uses energy for the organism? Mitochondria. Which of Mendel's laws states that different traits are inherited independently? Law of independent assortment. What is the property of an object that causes it to maintain its state of motion? Inertia. Why do water droplets form on a cold cup when water vapor is present? Condensation. Why are the gas giant planets located far from the Sun? Because of low temperatures and the solar wind. What brain function should someone strengthen if they have difficulty regulating emotions? Frontal lobe control. In a pendulum's motion, what most affects the oscillation period? The length of the pendulum. Under what condition does an electromagnet operate? Only when current is flowing. Thanks for watching all the way through. Share your science knowledge in the comments. Your support helps us create even more science quizzes. See you in the next one.